Good afternoon, everyone. I'm just popping on here. Quite a few people have asked me to touch base on the Gilgo Beach serial killer. I am going to be doing a short video today. I'm not going to do too much of a long video. I am just giving my information on it and what I feel about it. Let me just start with, those are not the only victims he's ever had. To me, he has about at least 30 murders under his belt, if not between 30 and 40. I hear 20, but I also feel like there's more than that. I do believe he is the Route 29 also stalker. One of them, I know there was many of them, but him being in more particular, one of the composite sketches looks just like him. There was a person that was given a ride by him, I believe so, and was thrown out of the vehicle. I do believe he was practicing dry runs there on Route 29 to see if he could actually do it. To see, that's where they begin. They begin with hurting animals first, or just cruel little innuendos to animals or other people around them, and then they try to go into the planning phase of it. The aura phase of it is the beginning. I will be doing a small video series on that for each phase of a serial killer. It's called the 7 psychological phases of a serial killer. So I will be doing that. And for me, I believe it began there or right before there. I do believe he has quite a few bodies under his belt, and not just the ones from Gilgo. I do know his mom lived in Virginia, and there are about 10 or 11 bodies that were found in and around that area that have never been solved. So I do believe that is part of his signature. Now, the Gilgo Beach murders, they've only linked him so far to, I believe, 6, but I know they're going to end up linking him to others as well. I'm being told Shannon needs to be linked to him as well, because technically right now she's not being linked to him, but it is having to do with him. Usually that's not his ammo, how she was found. I believe that, they think that she drowned or something to do with a broken neck. I do believe he had everything to do with it. It was just something quickly he did out of fear because she ran away. Now there was a toddler in one of the Gilgo Beach victims. And I'm going to say this because serial killers that have no respect for human life will not cover up a child. This little toddler was wrapped in a blanket. Serial killers do not do that, especially a power killer, which Humerman is. He gets off on torturing and maiming and making them beg for their life. So to me, being that his web searches were little girls, kid porn, things of that nature, I do believe he killed that child. Now, for wrapping the body in a blanket, I don't believe that was him. Women do that. Women do that out of guilt. So I do believe he either made the mother do it after he killed the infant, the toddler, or he had a female help him. And I'm under with that, because it could have been the poor mom out of guilt wrapping her child before he did something to her, or there was a woman that helped. And I don't want to speculate here, and I don't want to place blame, but I do believe Humerman's wife is involved in this. I do not believe she was that blind for years. There was no signs. A man like him, there is clearly signs. I mean, his co-workers knew there was something wrong with him. You're not telling me the wife didn't know. They pulled a human-sized doll out of his house. His wife knew. Oh, I'm being told to talk about the DNA in the bones. There's hair on the DNA bones. DNA hair on the bones. 2 hairs. But not just one person. There's DNA on a couple or several, I'm being told. But I do believe the mother, or like I said, a woman helped, because women are the nurturing. They will cover a child up. Think about that. So I definitely feel he murdered the child. But wrapping up the baby in a blanket, no, because he doesn't have a soul. He does not have empathy. He's a psychopath. Just to know the things they brought out of his house during the search, over 600 and something floppy disks. I believe it was like 49 cell phones, 9 routers. I believe this is all of, I think it's everybody's in the household. So hundreds of VHS tapes, or of that nature, recording devices, things of that nature. So not just that, but they also found a more or less killing manual. Get sleep before the hunt. You don't want to be tired. Get a thicker rope. The rope broke, I guess, on one of the victims because it was too thin. Remove all tattoos from the body. Remove hands and arms and so to speak, when they taking off the head. He knew exactly what he was doing. He's been doing this for years. This is what you call an organized serial killer. He's been doing this for quite some time, at least 30 years or so. He just got really great at it. But at the same time, who knew Pizza would get his stupid self caught? Like, you just can't believe that'd be the one item that you would get caught with. I do believe there's a female mentioning his wife's name. Shannon. Mention what? Break. Something about breaking the floor. But this is why I try not to get too much into this stuff, because, but I'm just giving her a voice because she's here with me right now. Now, I do believe he will confess to other murders once he's found guilty. I do believe, hopefully, Virginia will come up. His mother lived there, or if she is even, and so many bodies were found in that area, surrounding in that general area itself. So I would hope that the police do look into that too, around his mother's home. For anything else that comes along, I will be I guess I would be using him as an example for the videos itself, or Jeffrey Dahmer, of those kind of killers. It gives you the mental insight of how they psychologically think. For Humerman, I'm being told he's very sadistic. He would be laughing at the victims as they would cry out, and this is kind of really graphic, and I should not even say this, and I don't think I'm going to. He would wipe fluids on his body when he would get that rush of energy. And I'm talking about just fluids. Okay. I really don't want to say too much of that. I believe he even also had one victim he wanted one victim to call the parents as he was torturing her, and she wouldn't do it, so he killed her faster, which he is a power killer, so at the end of the day, that for him made him kill her faster, which is not his, he kept her alive for days, hidden beneath a floor. He had so much rage in him. This is actually the person that was dressed, and excuse me how I reference this, okay? This is not to be disrespectful towards you. The person that was dressed as a woman. This person would have been very petite, skinny-wise, not a big build, dressed as a woman, looked like a woman. And that could have also been the reason why, why he was murdered in that way, because maybe he was looked so much like a female, portrayed himself as a female, and once Huberman found out it wasn't a woman, in that sense, that made him angry and enraged. But that is my video for the day. I will be touching base, like I said, on the 7 psychological phases of serial killers, and the aura phase will be the first one that I do a video on. I hope these poor victims now feel like they have some sort of justice. It's awful that it took this long for these victims to be looked at seriously because of their title. It shouldn't matter what job title you have. Everyone deserves to be found. Everyone deserves to be looked for when they go missing. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. Everybody have a great day. Stay safe and watch your 6.